Hello to you, Omni Dogs and Omni Kittens. It's Omni Dog from Omni Dog's Vault. And I'm here today to talk about my Baltimore Comic Con 2019 haul. I hauled, got some stuff signed, and got some surprise stuff. Well, lots of stuff I got was a surprise because I don't always go there planning to buy stuff. It sort of just pops up and I go, ooh, that looks nice. That would look really nice on my wall or bookshelf. But I do take books to get signed and meet creators and stand in line. And this year I went with Omar, the Uncanny Omar, and his wife. They were excellent con buddies, and they were fun to travel with. And I also met up on Saturday with a friend of mine that I had only been friends with on the internet, Patrick Baranski. He was a great con buddy. Friday, I met up with another internet buddy who I met in person. His name was David Robertson. He was nice enough. He knew me well enough to know that my favorite character is Pharaoh Lad. So he drew me this little Pharaoh Lad trading card, and which I really appreciated. That showed me a lot of spirit. Thank you. And then he made me a CD of old time radio shows because he knows I'm a fan of old time radio shows, and that we're going to be doing one on the Omni Bros Live channel, some old time radio show. So, David, thank you very much for that. And I was going to save the best for last, but then I realized not everybody stays till the end of the video. People check in for like the first 5 minutes of videos and then go, whatever, I have to go eat my cheesecake or whatever. So I'm going to show you the best thing at the beginning. Here's the very best thing that I got for $50. Adam Hughes did 100 of these prints. I know, $50. That's not much for only 100 prints from Adam Hughes. And it is magic. And let's see if we can get a little bit closer so you can see the awesomeness. She's not in her plastic right now. So let's see how close we can get. The fabulous Adam Hughes. I got something signed by him. He had several things for sale. Of course, he has all original art pages for sale, which are thousands and thousands of dollars. And those are just way out of my price range. But I thought this was beautiful because I love Magic. I think she's a great character. And as you can see, this is my favorite thing that I got at the con. This may be what I have just as my thumbnail, just this. I think that's enough. So this from Adam Hughes. Very nice guy. I believe that's his wife that he works with. She's a very nice lady. And that was cool. So what else? Let's see. Talked to my buddy Tyler Blunt on the phone while I was there. He, of course, I do Action Figure Friday with. We're both nuts about action figures. And I said, dude, who should I get? I need a villain. And he said, you should get Silver Samurai. And I got Silver Samurai for $15, which I thought was pretty good. He's a good Wolvie villain for $15. He's going to go into my diorama that I got. So this was good. $15. I thought that was pretty darn good. Then I saw Peter J. Tomasi. Very nice guy. His stuff sold out pretty fast. So I decided I better get something that I didn't have. And that was the 3 volumes of Batman Arkham Knight. And I got him to put his signature in there. These just have his signature in there. Not a big deal, but he was nice enough to sign these, and it's good. These guys get the cash right for these books, and so it's good for them, and it's good for me to get, to talk to him, and he was a very good guy, so I was really happy. It's always good when these guys are really nice guys, and he was a very good guy. So that was cool to get that at the con and get him to sign it. Then everybody told me I needed this book. And this book is very expensive on eBay for what it is, considering it was a $35 book 2 months ago and was a $30 book for like the last 10 years. X-Force. Does anybody even read this book? I've been told that I have to read it. Tyler Blunt and I are going to read it for our show. And we're going to read like the first 14 issues or something. This is like a $90 book on eBay all of a sudden. And nobody's even reading this book. Why is this book so expensive? This is ridiculous. But I paid $75 for it. And I'm going to love it. I'm going to make myself love it. For $75, you bet I'm going to make myself love it. So what it's going to be is a great backdrop you're eventually going to see. It's going to be a great backdrop for my X-Force figures, my action figures that I got. I'm going to make sure of that. Then I saw Greg Pak, really nice guy. And I got a book that I didn't own. So I always love buying books that I don't own that the writer writes. Totally Awesome Hulk, 1 through 4. And my favorite one is this one because it's got a cover of the awesome Silk right there. And I said, you need to put Silk in every one of your books. And he laughed and said, you're exactly right. And so his signature is pretty simple, but he was a very good guy. We stayed and talked to him for a while, myself and Patrick Bransky. He was a very good guy. So here's what all those covers look like for 1 through 4. This is 3. This is 4, I think. He signed the inside. This is 2. And this is 1. And I have not read this, so this is great. I love getting stuff that I haven't read signed by the writer. And he threw in this for free because we were talking about how much we loved Agents of Atlas. And he signed it and tossed us in for free, which was really cool. So we loved Agents of Atlas. Now here was something that I really was excited about. It didn't occur to me to have him sign it because he was there and I didn't have him sign it. But I was looking at my books the other day and I realized I needed Incorruptible #1. And Mark Waid was there and I didn't have him sign it. $5 I got this for. And I don't know. I just wasn't thinking. I had Mark Waid sign something else. Mark Waid is probably the nicest guy on planet Earth. Not only has he written the greatest book ever, Irredeemable, but he's the nicest guy. And $5, I got Incorruptible Volume 1, which I needed. Now I can start and reread Incorruptible, which I've only read once. And of course, I've read Irredeemable 1,000 times. So I need to get going. But for $5, I mean, come on. That's a great deal. So I was really happy with that. So while we're on the subject of Mark Waid, let me find what I got from Mark Waid signed. Come here, son. I went up to Mark Waid and I will, when I get it framed, I'm going to have a separate broadcast for it. I was in the hospital with, some of you know, I was in the hospital with pancreatitis for a week. And my friend Ryan Sace got together, got a bunch of people to chip in, and they bought me an original cover from Irredeemable 37. And I looked everywhere at Baltimore Con for that because Mark Waid was there and I wanted to get the issue signed by him, put it together with the original cover and have that made into something awesome. So first of all, Ryan says, what a great gesture. And all those people that chipped in, I just can't tell you how much it meant to me that they chipped in and gave that to me. I got it when I got out of the hospital. And once I get it framed, I'll make a special video of it. But I wanted Mark Waid to sign the issue, and I went up to him and I told him about it, and he was very touched by it. And we worked out a thing where he said, just send it to me and I'll sign it to you and I'll send it back to you. You don't have to wait for a year till I come back to Baltimore. So I'm going to send it to him. He's going to sign it and send it back to me, and then I'll get it all framed, and it's going to be awesome. And he is such a good guy. So I had him sign Daredevil Volume 1. This is the oversized hardcover. I did not upgrade to Omnibus. And so he signed it. That's my real name. He didn't sign it Omnidog, although I have approached him as Omnidog before. And he's a great guy. So I was pretty happy with that. So it's possible he may even... maybe he'll even come on the show at some point. I'll try and see if he might come on the show. Who knows? He's a great guy. He might say yes. We'll see. Peter J. Tomasi, Adventures of the Super Sons. I didn't have this book. The boys are back in town. This is volume 1. I love Super Sons, the omnibus. To Jess, always be flying. First of all, he spelled my name right, so thank you. Always be flying. That's cool. And I don't have it, so this is really cool. Really happy with this. I love buying books from writers and artists that I don't already have. Have I said that like 15 times so far? Here's a book that Omar and his wife, Melanie, recommended to me. They both love it. It's called The Wrong Earth, and it's from Ahoy Comics. He said, let me see. It's by Tom Payer with art by Jamal Igle. They signed it. There we go. We can see it a little better in the light there. Let me tell you the premise. On dark, let's see, you have arrived on the wrong Earth. On dark, gritty Earth Omega, masked vigilante Dragonfly punishes criminal maniacs and evades corrupt authorities. On sun-splashed Earth Alpha, costumed do-gooder Dragonfly Man battles bad guys side by side with the police. Now, each is trapped on the other's world where even their allies don't share their values. Omar said, think of this guy as Batman 66 and this guy as Dark Knight Returns. And they get trapped on each other's Earth. And he said it's really good. So this is a fun surprise that I bought. Here's some of the artwork. And I will definitely be doing a video review of this because it sounds like a blast. I will be doing this as soon as I can. As soon as I'm done with Halloween horror comics, I will be doing a video on this because this sounds like even more people should find out about it. So there we go. The Wrong Earth. And then one of my favorite books, Fables, had a spinoff, and it became even one of my even more favorite, sorry about the grammar, books, Fairest. And there you can see I got Adam Hughes to sign there. This is the Fairest oversized hardcover. And we went to Mark Buckingham. When we went to Mark Buckingham on Friday, Omar and I did. And as he was signing my book, Omar told him that Fables was going to be made into an absolute. And he was delighted. He hadn't heard it at all. And Omar was the bearer of very good news. And he could not have been more delighted. What a nice guy. He was absolutely delighted with the news. And look at this nice thing that he did. To just all the very best, Mark Buckingham. And look at that nice drawing that he did for me. That is just awesome. So that was great. I treasure that. And this is one I can get signed because there's a lot of artists in this one. I can get this signed by a lot of artists. So this is great. Mark Buckingham, treasure of a guy. And another treasure of a guy, Tom King, Mitch Gerads. They were there sitting side by side. So I said, let's get Mr. Miracle signed. And Mitch did this right here. Cool drawing of, let's see if I can get the light right on this. There you go. There's Mitch. And there's for Jess, Tom King. And then I donated to Heroes Initiative. So he drew me Batman and the Joker. So that was good. And he says, I'm sorry, Tom King. So there's Tom King. So Tom King and Mitch Gerads. I'm sorry. I should have asked him how to say his name. Both good guys. Really good guys. And I went by the Wave Blue World booth to pick up my Deadbeats Kickstarter book. The Deadbeats music shop is filled with deadly secrets. Run by the mysterious shopkeeper, customers can browse through cursed records, evil sheet music, and instruments of the damned. Our host has dozens of spooky stories to tell you from some of the top names in comics. You're going to want to put on your favorite album when you crack open this anthology. So I remember this Kickstarter, and you could pick it up at Baltimore and save yourself the shipping. So I did that, and I think I got it signed by a couple of the creators. But this was really cool. I'm looking forward to reading this. I have so many books that I am looking forward to reading. Who is this signed by? Oh, this one got kind of messed up. I don't know who it's signed by. I'm sorry. But the book, Deadbeats, it's really cool. And we're getting down to it. Last two books. One of my favorite writers, Matt Kindt, Ether. I got him right after he and Jeff Lemire, I got him right after they came back from a panel. Nobody was in their line. So I got there right as they came back, because there was about to be a line for both of them. And I managed to get right there. And when you have the luxury of having nobody behind you, Matt Kindt can do something like this. That is really cool. And he said Ether Volume 3 was coming out, which is great news because I loved Ether Volume 1 and 2. And Jeff Lemire. There was I could have taken anything for Jeff Lemire, but I was taking a backpack and I wasn't going to hump around Essex County all day because we had a ways to walk. So I decided on Frogcatcher because it's so thin, and he wrote me something really cool to Jeff Lemire. That's a really cool drawing. Nobody was behind me, so he wasn't holding up the line at all. I was happy. I was very happy. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. There were some people, they just had lines that were too big for me to wait for. Garth Ennis, Brian K. Vaughan. I just couldn't stand in line for an hour and a half and get in there and wait. Now that I've got some of these signatures, maybe I can do it next year. Wait for, stand in line for an hour and a half. If any of you are wondering haven't been to a Comic-Con and want some Comic-Con tips, here's the Comic-Con tip portion of the show. Always take water. Take a bottle of water, because they're going to charge you a lot of money for water. Ridiculous amount of water. So take water. Take a backpack. Take water. Don't take too much. Don't take too many books to sign. You're going to have take money. Don't take too many books, because you're going to have ample chances to buy books. And take light books. Don't take omnibus-sized books. You'll be very sad that you did that, because you have a lot of territory to walk in. So don't take omnibus-sized books. Try and take trade paperbacks or very small hardcovers, because you will want to, not weigh down your shoulders too much. Have a plan of attack. You're going to get a sheet of, not a sheet of paper, but you're going to get a big program. You're going to want to lay out your plan of attack, because if you wander around, you're going to get exhausted and not see who you want. So get that program in the very beginning, take your pen and go, okay, I want to see Jeff Lemire. I want to see Matt Kint. I want to see this person. I want to see that person, and get like 6 people you want to see. Boom. Go see them. Go take a rest, relax, regroup, get a cup of coffee, sit down and rest. You need your rest. So get a battle plan, and then while you're resting, get another battle plan and leave some time to wander around. Friday is the day to get signatures. That's because Friday's the day where it's going to be a lot less people. That's when you want to get signatures. Saturday is the day when you want to buy merchandise. Well, Sunday's the day when you want to buy merchandise, because that's when all the booth people, they don't want to take their inventory home. But if you're only going Friday, Saturday's the day that you might be able to get some deals. Sunday's the best day to buy merchandise. Saturday's the best day for cosplay, to see cosplay. Saturday's the best day for that. Sunday's the best day to buy merchandise. Friday's the best day for signatures. So that's how you need to do it. You need to have a plan of attack, take cash, although all these guys seem to have the little credit card thingies attached to their iPhones. So take your credit cards. Have a budget. You don't want to spend too much. And you definitely want to make sure that you don't overspend on the first day. You don't want to just go crazy on Friday and have no money left on Saturday. So set out a budget. Be careful with your budget on Friday. Be careful. And if you're going all 3 days, you don't want to spend anything until Sunday, because that's when you can go up, and that Danny Moonstar legend that they were charging $50 for on Friday, you can say, hey, how about 25 for it on Sunday? And they'll probably take it if there are any left. I don't know who was paying $50 for them, but they shouldn't have. Let's see what else. So yeah, also I would take food, because food's expensive at the cons and it's not very good. So pack lightly, pack a lunch, pack water, take a friend. It is much more fun if you go in a group, 2 or 3 friends, meet up with people. It was so much more fun when Omar or Patrick would stand in line with me. And Patrick would stand in line with me even when he didn't have an interest in who I was meeting. Like, he stood in line with me. He didn't have anything for Mark Waid to sign, but he stood in line with me, and Mark Waid's line wasn't too bad, but it was so great to have somebody to talk to. And he held my stuff while I was, Patrick did, while I was having Mark Waid sign. He held all my stuff so I didn't have to worry about it. And you sit down with a friend and you talk, and you're exhausted, and you talk, and you're just getting re-energized with the friend. You walk around, and it's much easier to stand in line with a friend than by yourself. That gets boring. So try and have a con buddy. That is my advice to you. So until next time, if you have any con questions, if you have any con questions you'd like me to answer, or suggestions for any kind of con ideas that you got, let me know in the comments. I answer all comments. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. And as always, peace and love, peace and love. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you to everyone.